أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Fellow Gambians, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Mo jamaa betara larine. A lot of people, it's Thursday. I'm sure most people are running to office. And a lot of people are not yet up in the other parts of the world. Just a quick message, an opinion as an individual, a citizen, and in my capacity as a human being and a Gambian. I would like to just speak to some of these happenings currently in the country, some very unfortunate and genuinely intended, some very highly politically motivated, and some just out of, pretense, and in other cases, some kind of trying to seek public attention. As a Gambian, I would like to speak mostly in local language because I take this very seriously, and as a citizen, as a Gambian, as an individual with opinions and rights to freedom of expression and association, I feel I need to put forward my views very responsibly and in a way to remind those that might have forgotten about the laws and some institutions that need to be treated very carefully. And in this particular case, the police. Lafta min fola Gambian ole drong nal konton diro kola ko kuolebe kere mini alonko wato do ijahalol kawara nata dron purunga kacha nga kumadantam fay o cold. Gambia Police Force. Bolom Gambia la polisolu institutional mi alonko akumata back bankola tenkungu bankola yirwa anim bankola tilium polisoli doku le sot mi alonko bankola luwale doku nyin dila ye symbole soto mi alonko bankola constitutional ani luwalu wale nyin sembo dila puri aje ko kairo nin tenkungu ay sabati banko kan puri aje ko banko e sabati feo nin atuma ko amanta ku amanke siloti nga kata nga be sambaning silola incidental sorota mini alon ko kunun anin kunun ko mini alon ni kuyal sorota je barinto lafta min fola dro wolem kuo ku naketa fondin kew albe kuo kuto albe kuo ku kekam banko kan nga kata nga sambani silola nga kata nimbakela nga hakilol tu kuol to mini alonko mbe kuol minkela ibe wulula ni be kuo kela i jompita kono imay mira a kuose mune wuluno wato do ase kuulu mi alonko ite ma ngania wato do ase kuulu mi alonko wosete fa mantora wala e teri wala e sinyo mantora fo janning alkiyama lolum wo regret solu wal kanale wal nene buka bono ite marila so lafta min fola dro wala min diko polisolu do ko le bebu polisolu luwale sembo dila one of the things mini alonko wala responsibility di walam ka lua enforce they enforce the law and their responsibilities are big because when it comes to protection of properties and lives, police all la doko awarta je back. Nim police all benyola. Gambianolu funding kewl. Alanga hakilol tu nga police all bunya nge horoma. Nil manke alien solti, e manke luntangolti, e manke wandi molti. Nil mum fangola broda soleti mfulangolu, neminu bota kafu killing, neminu bota sate killing, neminu bota korda killing, adu minku mayata o bet, nimminu bota si killing ni bota dina killing ni bota kono killing ñilimu wallati ye uniform wala dum itolle le decision ota ko kamol niolu anila property le la jorangole la nafulol ka tanka ntol lafta wole ke na dokote dol ben kono ntol lafta kala engineer leti dol ben kono ntol lafta kala medical doctor leti ngata jara lol dol ben kono ntol lafta kala businessman leti dol ben kono ntol lafta nosi yalla ntol lafta tala senol ndol be nganna dokota lafta lola damen banko kan banko e tolla nyim broda solni na sister wolko I laftale momo bela dokula ye tanka je inioto anila nafulo woto wo modu kuo kube kere nyantale nga hakilol nga long mo jamal ka finti ika fitino sambanang ika tenkumbali afundindi amanke ko ye police le kong wali ye political motivation ne soro wala mansa kunda membe siring mansa membe siring wal fata wala malla fala itol ye fe ofenje itol bela fala kata silo kam force kono ka mansa kunda boy so police la do ko lam ka kairo nin tenkun sabadinde banko kan at all cost, and this is what we have to understand, at all cost. And at all cost sometimes niyo se tuje fengol se kasara je fengol se tiñaje barama jawol se kije police la do ko lot at all cost. Barin delafta mim fola ngal dani alanin kilay nim police ko alnga keteng alnga kewo nyama ali loyal jele loyal bijang ali jojol jele jojol bijang. We have a police institution. This is independent of the government. We have the judiciary. Of course, it's part of the government, but very independent of the government. Very independent of the government. Just like we have the legislature. But these are all government. Mose nendiroke nyao nya. Jojol mumansa kundaleti. Government. Very simple. That is government 101. More Belenyanda understand. Government has these branches: the judiciary, the executive, and the legislature. Judiciary is not a country of its own. It's not a government of its own. It's still part of the greater government system. The legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. Nyilel mumanza kundat. Abenya atonko. President His Excellency Adama Barrow. You know what judicial interference is. Bankula judiciary sembo mawara la manza kewti. Wo banku te kering. Judiciary la independence. Mansale ka wo guarantee. Manza kew. Aduwa la independent balia. Manza kew la ka wo guarantee. Nim mansa lafta judiciary te independent. Billa te independent la. Na lafta independent, abe independent la. Falba bayla la nala tam banda fomene bekela, abe kela. Gambia, we know what judicial interference means. And we know what judicial independence is by now. Under Sadauda, a lot of you have seen. Jamale aje, judicial independence benyadil. Yaya jamela mansakunda, sanji mwanin fula. Jojo lufoy independent, a foy ka judgment ke, with the interference of the state, Ngaolon. Not a President Adama Barrow Koto. We know what judicial interference is. And we know what judicial independence is. Under Adama Barrow. Ndelafta mimfola mole Honeybee Police. Gambia Police Force alnga loye. Nge support, nge topoto. Molu kana hormanta yani kulubale ya tiling. Mfangol la broda sol na sister la. Mini alonko. Ye uniformol dum purukan na fulol ni niol tankandi at all cost. Bankola luwa sembodi wallela. Alinga stop nka polisol kelendi. Alinga stop nka polisol kelendi. Alinga stop ka fitino dundi nim polisol tema. Sako ni bela dokuola. Mote kerim fana mimbala dokuo kenola 100% ama mistake o sotoje. Wote kela. But sinya jalle Gambia police will can mistake okay in major cases. Woman siya. Gambia police force is one of the most competent police forces in the world. albe tulun kam fenne la mi alon ko almanya na tulun nada president anala partio is a totally different case. Police institutions are independent. Wala tinna foebe opposition, foebe government, mobe kata police. And they treat your cases, in most cases, very fairly. 99%, all cases are treated fairly. In fact, under Barrow, Fonkatanka Filko, the police is even against the government. At some point, we have those feelings. But we respect the police because the moment you interfere, the moment you render a police force irrelevant, useless, billahi, atolle be nyimbanko bulalale boraleta aleta banda aleta siwandia. Mafo alkana la partial support, mafo mandara political la jam. Mafo alkana la political support. Ale views means of mafo alkane express mafo. But alla police institution wala bunya. You need this police institution there. You need these men and women in uniform. Be careful of the way you are treating your police service. Be careful. Allah brothers na Allah sisters mimbe uniform okon. Banko le sembo dealer, lua le sembo dealer. Ko Allah make sure. Hanna to mete Mario, iraite Mario, tonya bebulu, silo le bije nyanda mintabal. Hanna to me bolota. Ni mantani silo la ila o bolo kang. Police ol bafole minke mantani silo. Now on this specific matter, wolo Usenu Bojanna quote, nene ma diamala, nene ma kumofo, nene ma Usenu Bojanna kumofo, nene mang a mention dulato ala case, kabiri mo fa keta. Funding ke odo fata, o mundela neboldi, kiti wan manjako liha, John Dingonying, min fata je, o muntola neboldi, o fama John, o ning Andrew nyol ning Vicente nyolu. These are my relatives, I would say. Very close neighbors. I mean can tell ala drone alone. Dindi ngonyin tolle nga kulu. Police boy o min fata kiti. O mun tolla neighbor. It's my neighbor. I have never publicly explained or said a thing on the matter because it's one of the most difficult chapters of our history. Do I agree with everything that happened? Do I agree with everything that comes from perhaps government institutions? Do I agree with how the case is handled? Those are personal opinions. And as soon as cases are at the court of law, especially Nibe Mansakunda, it's always advisable, ye da kasala, ye day, because Jojo Fanamu Mansakundality. Judiciary mu mansa kundalet adu nyi mansa kundan dolle tam fo député yalom fo judiciary lom fo executive lom mansa kunda bebe president le koto abe mu mansa kundalti so nin case bitakan a case as sensitive and as rare as this one because kabirinde wuluta nena ma moy na baluoto e koy police ol bunki dole ye fa ndene ma moy woto nyin case nde nyino sinya follow di kabiri wuluda ngaje Gambia banko kanja akake dunia dulalto tari bari kitiyo keta nyamen amanke nena majoti dunia dulato adatol modol minyalon ka albe Gambia e bantala albe sirinje ale londo sodo albe dindingol sukusukula albe bankol minkan. These are normal situations. Kuo kunana to follow a first time is always very difficult, but these are normal things. I don't want to speak to the specificities of this case. But one thing I can tell you, Gambia police force has, when it comes to major crimes, 95% success rate. At least 95% success rate. Near more fanyim bankoka. 95% of the time, ikemuta. They capture you. 95% of the case, you are captured. Near more fanyim bankoka. 95% of the case, near more fanyim bankoka. Police all kemuta. So, Kafoko Usenu ima sorong. Aning Usenu Bojang is innocent are two different cases. Again, ndeman lafka diamu nyinad. Barindenga Gambia police milong Gambia police force kabira kumasta for B. Ye Gambia police force de ko mole mofa ya mari nyining bari ye ming muta ya samba kitiola is a wrong person. Ali message yo samba nyanang kabirin 1965. How many times le okeda? Alsala kilo to the nalbe diamula. Alse political party all support. Mam balangola. Baralal hakilotu. Alka kumasif al min for police olie. Because sama fembina mi alonko atol fangol be involve bulade. Alsala kilotu. Madame be baluoto. Fewo feye follow dulale soto. Aka fulanjan soto. Aka sabanjan soto. Nyindo alama ale an kisa ay danyina. But adama altide. Alta Gambia police force la history to. For those of us that are educated, for those of us that are statisticians, for those of us that are data scientists, for those of us that believe in data, for those of us that believes in the records, Alta Gambia police force la success rate jibe. Of a wrongful arrest. Ko karile mofa baringa momi muta. Nga samba kiti yola for 2 years is a wrong person. Eka oja tubabu du leto. Mang resources soto de. Mang, we are not that advanced in technology. But I can tell you that we have one of the best police forces, especially when it comes to dealing with crime and serious crimes. We have one of the most successful police forces. Alin kana blanketly ngane jowianing hasidia nga wulidro ngata konkan na police lelta nke doya nke disrespect nka hormanta yani malbal ya itandila because they are under a government we do not like. Police force is an independent institution in the government, just like judiciary is. Alnga hakilul tuwoto. Janika diamunde nkana I'm here and I'm speaking. And I'm speaking very sincerely because alien tolon tonya fo anin tilimo na balu ngake because ngalon kombita ala ya ndamma mo buka kodidina mo tembalundla so disrespect ni horomanta ya and I don't care about that. I don't need me left and kelen lafana yena siloka because nka fo mole mbe wuldim kundukela mol bari wol dol ngawol bulaje. I am speaking as a Gambian and as a young person. Allah stop kamola police oltake horomantaya. Allah bula. In case, I'm sure it will come because what you are requesting is very genuine. I am closer to one of the victims than all of you that are shouting here. I told me nonsense or fola. I don't nyim victim olu. Police all nyim killing ye mimfa. Wala korda kabirin number 1 for last person. Momang Adama Barrow support more than those people. One of the police officers here, Mimfa, Kitty 1, Gomez Kunda, Andrew Nyolia, Wolnyong Adama Barrow support al tekeri. So, you don't love those children more than those people. Mini alonko, wallela nephew, wallela niece, wallel dingo father. Atolman, yin dindingol yin police ol kanuwanti. Atolman, Gambia Police Force Kanu, President Adam Baroning NPP, the victims. Atolman Usainu Bojang Kanu, more than us as Gambians. Some of you don't even like Usainu Bojang. You are just going after, just to create nonsense in the streets. Al mantra Usainu Bojaye, al mantra justice ye, atol mantra feyena manke. You just hate this government, and that we see. Naliake, we can speak to who is genuine and who is not. Because we know each other. It's a very small country. So Al Salon control we are waiting. We want to respect the law. We want to give due process. But Gambia Police Force Al World Bula. Al Semuruno Lamin J Daboyale. Kabirin yin case keda. Ye Usenu Muta. Yana Bari Musumuta. Ndesa foyen senkali alala. Gambia Police Force. Ye bulo chodile koetele mofa. Billahi wallahi tallahi ninna kabrote ma ni ma fa yalo ne mi afa. Me I can tell you. Ato ala bulaka tulung molla police la. There is a difference though. Moka mo fanole. Moka mo rape nole. In fact, let me give you a very recent example. Mo kewe muso rape. Keo. I didn't mereng rape. Gambia. A man, an elderly person, didn't mereng aya rape. Gambia. Jojo ya accused and discharged for lack of sufficient evidence. Nico Luato, we do not have sufficient evidence does not mean the person is innocent. Police oyala investigation oka along kwetele mo fatate kamanang. And I would also want to ask, why would Gambia police force, out of all the human beings that are in this country, just go after Usainu Bojang? Just out of everybody in this country. Gambia police force la professionalism Benjamin. Who in the police has any bonds to settle with Usainu Dabo? With Usainu Bojang? Who? What is so special about him that Gambia police force will be so useless, and all that it will do is just out of all this ilamo sababe keteng ye wuli manta monoma iko ngata nga Usainu Bojang damamuta atele mofa. And for 2 good years altale police on go atol dol min be diamula al bakilim fakilin broda solu ibijele al bakilim fakilin dokolu ibe police le. Some of them are not even with the NPP. They don't support the government. Janal ka bula police all no aliye kuma nonsense all ke. Alal hakilol. Alal hakilol to na police all to. Again, I repeat la. Some of you probably watch these documentaries on Netflix. I think it's important we widen our horizon of understanding of the world, especially of justice. Yes, mistakes were made probably by the police in rearresting and arresting. But you see, as a government, the police is not us. The police is just an institution involving everybody. Adama Barola support al-Bije. Hussein Dabola support al-Bije. Mama Kandela support al-Bije. Talib Bensouda support al-Bije. Doyle support al-Bije. That is the police. Just like National Assembly and Judiciary. So, and by the way, and I would say this, by the way, we may not agree with Justice Gitteh. In fact, the flip is the case. It would have been something else. All our cases, we all know these are major cases. Justice Gitteh and Bali Bela. He had Justice Gitteh, every single case that is major, Hassan Jallo will go and give it to Justice Gitteh. And almost all of our cases, he will throw them out. You think we agree with them? We do not. We don't. But our police, we have seen situations where killers were acquitted and discharged in the most advanced countries. I have watched several documentaries on Crime Watch. It's on Netflix. Go check. In the United States and in Canada, where killers were taken to court. The police knew that these are the killers, and very, very sure they are the killers. Sometimes they do not have enough of evidence to even press charges. Police saw people, many along they are killers. They know they are killers. But the law requires you to prove your cases beyond reasonable doubt. And sometimes police cannot even press charges. They know he's the killer. Billahi, he is the killer. Or she is the killer. But they cannot even take you to court because they do not have sufficient evidence to press charges against you. In some cases, they take the matter to court But the judges will say, you have not proven the case beyond reasonable doubt. But the fact that you have not proven the case beyond reasonable doubt does not bloody mean that the suspect is innocent. And we respect that. If the police believes that this killer is released by the courts, but is still the killer, it is the responsibility of the police to go after anybody who commits a crime in a state and bring the person to the justice system. Police all, they enforce that law. Luako, momo e mo fa, ni mo fa ta banko kang. Fali kiskisiro ke jumale ya fa, aliyasamba kiti yola. Police all la do ko lomboti. Police all wato do. Ikalon ne ko etele mo fa. Bari dalilol mi alon ko iba sodo la dalilol iye CDA. Foye CDA ro sodo ye evidence sodo. Ko karle karifa. Bar nima o sodo enough. Police ol buke samba kiti yola wo jamal leka yalon ko nyine mo fa bari yelu alon ne ni tata kiti dula jojol be nyinin kala mene yalon so ni ma wo dalilol wo evidence man jama so re buke samba no dol bije ika evidence so to bara buka sia ise samba but their evidence may be weak yeta jojo ko eko okay ali again even in the case of Justice Gitteh amafoko this boy is innocent. Ako. Ale dalilol min sammanan kiti dula. Allah sedolu. Amang convince luato. Alman convince. Alman dalilol sammana minu koita ferko. Nyine faroke. What is normal anywhere is very ordinary. But police oli alon ne aduntol ben alon luato police la do kuolem. Ye nyim police fulol min fa or any other person ye min fa. Ko ntol police la do ko lam pour ka nyini jumale afa nga mari sambanang luwa ya busa won police la do ko nim police le momi identify Gambia jay ko tele mofa billahi 99% itela fa Gambia police force ni tate la tariko ni e mo kemele muta ko nyille de mo faake tan kononto ni kononto abe police le tonya le foje Gambia jang ila history to so nga o history jibe la o success ila o history kendo nga o jibe nga na all of a sudden a serious crime like this one ndol ko police ol be wulial because mamman sakunda like alanga hormanta ya bula alanga bula ka police ol disrespect yes iko jojo ko ye boyo bulale imanya na arrest la he should not be arrested again. That's okay. Wonde man sembe sodo ni jojo min for jojo fana muluati oldi. I cannot say anything. And probably police made mistake. But what is wrong with making a mistake? Who does not make a mistake? Human beings, tell me. Who does not make a mistake? We have seen in fact cases mini alonko. Dunia kono jam. Molka mol soron sanji talulu. After 50 years, yena e dalila koyol so de ko ha nga moming arresting. No, tonyanda atenda atema mofa. Ye bula. Adama di ato mistake don't found them at our level. How many times do we make mistakes? How many times? Hasidol nim fasikolu. Well tell la mola de. Barin kam minu for hakil mal bel la mola. Alin kanan na police all disrespect because ye mantra manza kunda support ka. Alin abula. Nde mbe manza kundale. Mbe olto dokuwa. Barin ye usenu case nying. Nena man fem foje. Nena man police all support, nena man judiciary support, nena man justice system support je, nena man ngandele tuk because mol le fat adu minni fa fonge fundundi. Minni fa fonge fundindi de. So what needs to be done is alanga hakilol. Alse kamfa na alter malum usenu bojanti you can get angry. You can feel sad. Na alter malum baral police all too yela do ko. So police all whatever they are wrong that one we will see what happens. Bari al kamfata nyawnya al kanata al kalnim police all ka fitna siloka amam better. It's not good. The rest you want the killers to be arrested. I can assure you and I can assure you Gambia police force will get the killers. But one thing you need to know is you have to stop at one. You are either with the laws or you are against the law. And if you are with the law, sometimes it gets very complicated. Sometimes it gets very nasty. Sometimes killers, people that are killers, sometimes you don't get them for almost God knows how many years. It can take a decade. Boy, can you stay at one place? Alanga hakilo tunna police on who killed the cops, who killed the police has that responsibility. Ni kale nyine afa. Alkane sosode. Gambia police. And again, I will repeat this point. Mola Tonya Moya. Anala Wulia Fo. You look at records. Some of you are anti-government. And anything that gives you opportunity, kanaka manzakunda ka kuma nonsense all for manzakunda albafala. And that part ndolfana to accept la jam. Momona de ko ka manzakunda alneng. Ibe bula coming albe komal ka manzakunda atol malibalol balkonal nyom mo malibali horomanta wol te kering. We are not going to accept those things. This is our government. We were voted in by Gambians, and these Gambians still support us until we finish our term in office. We go back to the people. When they give us authority again, we continue to rule under the dynamic leadership of our president. Nimala Fiola, leave this country, because it is the masses, the majority, that carries the vote. That is democracy. So any opportunity mean that, and the police is aware of that. Malafi fitno la wala nantolngande, but you don't have more support than us in the streets. You don't. So don't come in for wrong. Anga nyo bunya, anga nyo respect. Ikafok Adam Barrow is a dictator. Atol man kende. You don't know what dictatorship is, but in fact you know. Albe horomanta yani malibali alla. But atol le alo what dictatorship is. You know what police brutality. Bilato le olong. You know what police brutality is. Ning ayatumako. Yaya jammele be manse ala nyimbanko kan. Ye kidota yala police fula fa. Police fula ye fa. Ye do baranya jaw. Police ole muta. Jani kata kiti olot. Probably Usenu would have died by today. Usenu boja nying. He would have been dead by today. Natuma yaya jammela mansa kundalo nyinti. But you see, regardless of what happened, Nsita in the judiciary, you have all been very happy with Gitteh. Justice Gitteh and Nengoning Doya mining Kuma Jawol for Mansa Kundai. We respect him. But Kumo Dol Bije Ayol Fon Tolier. Justice Gitteh Fana mostly he shouldn't have told that to us. But sometimes, you could even think, Justice Gitteh is even anti-government. But we will never say that. Because, the way and manner in which he was kind of, I will not say disrespecting, but the way he was lashing at government, the way he was, at human level. But he's a judge, we respect him. Justice Gitteh doya minke mansa kundala. I kumo min for mansa kundala usien la kuoto. And at the same time, this man is a suspect. The kind of judgment he delivered. And at that same point, giving him a suspected killer of 2 cops. Ka bail tiala. Just $50,000. Bail. $50,000 is sorority. Bond. Just 50. Molka tai fenge ka Willie Keme ikadila. A suspected killer. 50,000. That is like for us as human beings, that is a direct insult to those that were killed. But we respect it. 50,000. A killer, a suspected killer. $50,000. Sorry. I want to dialogue. after I Mansakunda neng mimbe diata abe for Mansakunda. That is judicial independence. Yeah, Jamela Mansakunda neng imu jojo. So there is difference between a dictatorship and democracy. Ali Hormanta ya diamol bula against our government. Ndol we want to guarantee, and we have, and we will continue to guarantee the rights, the freedoms of every single Gambian, so long as we remain the custodians of our supreme rules, of our supreme government. We will continue to do that. President Adam Barrow has no vested interest in this, other than the fact that law enforcement officers were killed in cold blood, and a competent institution made a pursuit and captured that individual. In the interim, mistakes can happen. The right person getting a wrong judgment. What is everywhere in this world? But the Kandola police will discredit, to disrespect the police. Maybe the prosecutors did the wrong thing at the Ministry of Justice. I don't know. But in the latter coup killing now, Gambia police force near more faketa ye bulo chodila. Billahi mben kalla alala. Mario Mienda. Gambia police hall. Ye moe fa. Ye bulo chodila. Billahi wallahi tallahi. 95% of the time, italak. That I can tell you from the records, from history. I trust that police force. And we will continue to support them. We know they make mistake, just like any of you in the civil, in journalism. Alka wuli alfole, alko karifa dadra karimanfa. In the journalist olu, alka wuli alfo janne, ye kari ketane, ye nyinkodi kara suta atra tonyante. How many times do you report stories that are bloody nonsense? Journalists olu. In fact, activists, oppositions, or government supporters, pretending to be journalists. How many times have you been doing that? Journalists will fall bukok. Mansakunda do kulal. Atol ka mistake jallelik. Anywhere you are. Foimu soldier or the foimu judge or the foimu police already. How many times do you make mistakes? Our police they might misstep in one of their situations. And this is a very sensitive case. And we commend the judiciary for what they have done. We may not agree with it. We must secure conviction. We must secure justice for those that got killed. I can tell you, Gambia Police Force, we trust you, we respect you. Adun, Mina Police Holdo. You have to set an example. For you, President Baroleti, for another president nom, for NPP government nom, for another government nom, alal fangol bunya police. Minu bal kono atol minu benyil kono. Atol leke pinol dia because albuka barola Mansakunda support. Some of you try to undermine the authority in the police in the name of being an opposition. You make difficult the work of your own institution. Alal hakilo tu olto. But niyo botaje, alkana som moyal fair. Banko elu al di alade. You are the last chance. Law enforcement. Dunia banku tije. Minka Cairo Soto. Without an effective, robust, and respected law enforcement. Wo dunia banku tije. Mokan al fair. Mokan al fair de. Mokana al fair. Fonga nyimfo. Mokana al fair. Horomantaya mokana itandal. Stand your grounds, Gambia Police Force. Use as much force as necessary to get back your respect. Mokana al fair. You are law enforcement. You are the last hope for any democracy. Whether somebody is innocent, somebody is guilty, that is a whole different thing. But the police all mutaka ke disrespecting. Every Tom, Dick and Harry wants to think that the police is the most useless institution. Police or Alkana song. Alkana song. Don't agree. Do not agree. Ndanga diamo minge hakili mal wali alo nenkamimfu. Mokana police olu albala. Let's see where it's going to end. And those of you miniga mirako, by going out, by this your attitude, you'll bring down Barrow's government. We can assure you one thing. Going forward, every single leader, by the grace of Allah, in this country will leave power through ballot box, free and fair election, and will also be in power through democratic process, ballot, free and fair election. Atol minka diamu, atol minka wuri, atol minka findi, alman nafulo soto molti, alman badingol soto molti, alman fatia molti, alman fere soto molti, alman karam molti, alkaje ko malal kamimira, molbe lorimbe luwa bunyala, barnal tata alia luwa sambato e ponda alkalba tinyala, ale police tinyala, amara alla sembo, wale benyi mansa kunda dilala, albe mistake all de nse ofalie. We will be indecent. We're just showing you that we can be rude, we can be indisciplined. Adu mode kunwalanna. Alnganna police ol bunya nga mansa kunda bunya. Na alman laf mansa kundal. You have 1 billion platforms to go to. Tell the people that vote how bad this government is. Tell the people that vote how terrible and corrupt and dictatorial this government is. And people will start laughing at you. Minka kijang. Nita munyamato, nita kumomantama. Moli alone what dictatorship is. They've lived it 22 years. And some of you actually want that same dictatorship to be back here. But in Dolbe Mimfola, you have your freedoms of speech. You have your freedoms of expression. Your freedoms of association. Your freedoms of assembly. Exercise them with respect and with decorum. That is all we are appealing for. And when the judges say leave, leave. When the police say stop, stop. Police all they have that right. Nicola, I'll say. They know why they are saying that. Nin Jojo kal mobula. Atol bebe wurla altata kon Jojo ya bula le muna ne manson na bula. Jojo lu alata ko ala bula. Police all they are working on the same laws. You call janjang albojang. Alkalte police all la ya marota la albe Jojo la ya marota. Because ale police all ya bula. Nte son na wala. Police all alkana so wala. Constitutional me sembo di Jojo la. Mbeke bunya. Wo constitutional sembo di police all. Adu nyante bunya la alfana. Nin Jojo ko al Usenu bula. Police all Usenu muta. Atol kalbita police all no. Alta police all no. Police all kala al janja al kaltoke. Jojo e min fal ko police all yoke. Police all e min fo katol ya katol takel. And police are also an authority. Woman better. Woman better. At the end of the day, we are all Gambians. Sometimes, we get angry. But we are brothers and sisters. You go to places. My cousins, my nieces are in UDP. Some of my brothers are in the opposition. Some of them. Some of my own brothers, blood brothers, are in the opposition. Some of my nieces and nephews, they are in the opposition. Some of my neighbors are. My friends are. So Nadol Kalben Molgela, you want to see people as enemies, as evil. And you know, one to one, you and I, we drink attire every day. I've never stolen an orange from your farm. I've never stolen a fowl. I've never taken your goat. I've never insulted you in the streets. But because I support the president, I am evil. Because I support Barrow, I am an animal. Knowing Gitteh, Ibama, sometimes your mom is supporting that Barrow. Your brother, your cousin is supporting Barrow. But you leave all of them at home. You come out here to insult Barrow and insult Gitteh and insult those that are supporting the president. Excluding your family. Some of you are Benden and Kanjam. Your brothers are in NPP. Your brothers, some of you, your mothers support NPP. Some of your uncles support NPP. Dolbal konal fama al kabarola support. Dolbal konal bamanyol kabarola support. Dolbal konal la brothers wal al nimini bota bakili fakili ikabarola support. Dolbal konal la uncle soli kabarola support. Baral kol bolana suo kono nimtol na alien tol alien tol bane. Al bamanyol bije wal kabarola support. Al famanyol alla uncle nyol. Baral binal be kulubale al tidina mollaja. Molta akela de nde sonna. So I'll police or respect. That is what I have to tell you. And I again say it. Alinyada Jibeku. mbukata monoma bari alkana song aliyalong ale modol so minula alnga hakilol tunyoto ale modol solo de ibe sabarli nga ke be deri alkana so modolu ale so ke kende ya minule ye yitandi alimbe luwa bunya demokrasi ndimo mbijang mbe nga nene mo bebe balula ibe mansa nenna ibe polisol nenna ibe dipitel nenna ibe jojol nenna fenti yete buka minne ibita ibe parele ibite lala ntolle nga o guarantee as a government ntolle nga o guarantee. We are the ones in charge and we want to continue guaranteeing it. That is our objective. We don't want anybody to be treated, to be arrested, or to have something done to them bad. And we don't even want the police to throw stones at you. Malafal, almuna brothers solid. We are brothers. We are a very small country. Ye dol barama nyindula. Wal ninte ka football ol kenyoka. Yo dol barama. Wal ninte mutero let. Dol bije. Wal be opposition party oldo. Wal ninte temo minkata maje alale along. Dol bije. Wal sometimes ninte sula da fen. Nga ole commandi they run my errands. Ni ol dola bulol kono jibe. Ibe yellow le taraje UDP. Ni ajan kawal for their half brothers. You find yellow blood there. Those are some of those people. Are my boys, mini alonko, they are my friends. If I need very important things, they are the ones that run them for me. They are my brothers, they are my neighbors. Ni walleka si, nga ataya ming, nga jele. Outside of politics, we solve each other's problems. We do great things for each other. We don't want things to go and turn into enmity. And that is bad. That's what we don't want. Some of you anti-government supporters are becoming very aggressive. Young people. We are very brave government supporters too. And we have more reasons to be aggressive because fismanteale bembulu. And sometimes you want to get killed. Or you want to kill because of those barintolman la fiola. Fismantea bendole bulu mansa kunda diatale. Fismantealem alala nemolem alala yirwalem niya soto wala na mol kaka dictator di ka mol fa e ka mol soron e ka mol bute e ka mol bay banko kan pour yetu mara lola ta arabol ya ta banko wala na mol kaka dictator because man say adiatan so nimmobe aggressive la anyanda kelan tolleti baral to nya fo al Gambia jibale ajibe jumalel ka aggressive jumalel ka jarinte ay camera ko ye pengu fenko la fali penko ha alala ton tala mbemu funding ke olle nga nyo kanu nyimbanko kan but atol lafta albentol nenna drong because we belong to a different system than you manke nyo jawti par albe kumo be fanantolma albe mol nenna drong albe kuma jawol fala albal fawol kamfandila al kamera ka atul le fisiata ala atul dale atul le fisiata molti minu ka baro support ala bula we don't want to get to that level al nga nyo bunya nga nyo chroma government is government at the end of the day we are the same people but opposition boys al kamintilin dollar in government am unfair it's not fair adu we fan back because Sembo bentol level, we don't want to be viewed bad. We don't want to turn into violent. We don't want to, and we have the state machinery behind us. But we don't want to do that. Mol jibe, and now Facebook jibe, mo jalebe banen diro la jam. Inata nendiro drongi bola, ndebuke down. I can block all of them. Imagine nintela nga nyinke la Facebook. Imagine. I have an opinion. Atol dol tata la alfinditale police ol baneng. Alfinditale mansakunda baneng. Alfinditale mobe bana altat. Mandia, mungala post soldier. You think I didn't see your post? I saw your post. Ale told be banen because we support government. Ale mansakunda be baneng. Ale police ol be baneng. Ale institutional be baneng because of this case. Altata sino ale ala ko filming. Al sino da falka horondo. We saw it everywhere. Albe TikTok, albe kumol. We didn't complain. I told more killing albina because I'm expressing my opinion. Allah bula, I'm better. Nin kelolom individually, alma mol no kelola, alma mol no fitinola, al sembo ma wara molti, albalu nyal man nyinya multi. Even outside of government. Janim be kana manzakunda ali alon neko. People are living alnimbe dol bija alnimbe party killing. Dol bal kono. Ndole ka also ma fa songola. Some of you. Ndole ka also ndawalola. Some of you. Billah wala tal. Nkal dingol ma ko karambu njoldo. You know that. Some of you. Nalla salol sida ndole ka. We still have you. We do all of that. We are still not in the same thing. But well before we came into government. It is not the government. So saying, al nga nyo bunyandol ka wala fo. Nyin case al police ol bulela doko. Ndela ftolo fulani. But now after fidinola. Ndol de sonala de. The country must be peaceful. And it is the responsibility of government to keep the country peaceful. The rest, ninkam vada minkam alhaketu. If we say things that are wrong, alhaketu. Things are very tough right now with the way people are treating the police. And I don't like it. Not all man bad in sort. I have brothers in police. Not the same mom and dad. But I have friends in police. And I respect them. They are fantastic brothers. I have brothers in law enforcement. And I'm sure some of you do. Ne police or ne police or banning. Ite bakilim fakilim nyo be police. Ye police or banning ite barin na best friend be police. Ajareta. Ibe police or bunna berol. Police or kala ala bula. Ima for Allah after minna te kele ima. And look at it, they have released the boy. Allah after minna. Let violence be last resort. But you guys want to resort to violence. First option, violence. That is the worst thing. First resort. At all. Hey, let's meet. Let's go and demonstrate. Protest. Let's go and protest. First resort. At all. Everything. You know, and few of you, you want to resort to. Let protest and violence be the last resort. Sometimes I'll know gadabal ko okay boys. I'll know gadabang. Some of you are international relations students. Some of you are political science students. Sometimes you get more respect when you are civil than when you are violent. I'll know gada this team that keeps protesting Gala or any other team. Sometimes keep each other together. Try diplomacy and see. And not on Facebook too. Authorities also can be intimidated. And if they're intimidated, they resist. Sometimes you don't even have to write what you want to do on Facebook. Go meet each other. Don't write anything on Facebook. Form a committee. Go and meet the authorities. And you talk to them. Diplomacy. Under the table. Nko. Ali mako ndol ngamera nyinni mistake olonde. Nyinni mistake olo. Nyinni mistake olo. Why can't we do it this way and this way? You can equally achieve your objectives through that way. That is a better way. Because someday, billahi someday, some of you running on the streets will become interior ministers. Someday, some of you insulting will become inspector generals of police. Some of you shouting here will become prosecutors. Some of you here will become presidents and vice presidents and ministers and authorities in government. They will all die and they will leave the country with you and I. Because even if you are wrong, there are ways you don't want people you have authority over to treat you a certain way. Hanila swokon. Iye doma libeta uta na eneng. Ibe kamvala iba bute la kodik. We've done that several times. Ibe tamane iye doma iya lipa. Awa ninge ba wala ninge keteng ninge f. Hani to me doma is right. Your younger brother, even if the younger brother is right, but the fact that he said something that is insulting, you don't care anymore about whether he is right or wrong. You feel that you are the authority, and the way and manner in which he or she speaks to you is wrong. That is our cultures and customs. Now let's treat every case as our family cases in our houses. Again, I'm appealing. You are not always right at home. Sometimes you can boy dingo kanne. Sometimes you can kuja oke dingola. Bari kuodo bije na ya vo hanni boita. Iba butela foyafa. Yeah, you are wrong. You know you are wrong. Ikalo na kondela mfadi. Nyindini ngami nkala ndele ronda. But because diamute nyameng, whoever is right and wrong is put aside. That is how authority is. We are a reflection of ourselves. Our governments, our authority, everything is a reflection of us in our houses and our rooms. When we understand that philosophy, we can handle our leaders, our elected officials, and those in authority in a very fine and nice way. I believe that. Funding Keolu, you can do activism. But al Facebook saferol bulabang, ali serious teams will form and start becoming responsible citizens. I know you are responsible, but you are trying to channel your responsibility in a very violent way. And authorities will not accept it, even if you're right. I can tell you that. And before you achieve your objective in a violent way, mojamalo kumobe sola, mojamalo kumobe dimila, mojamalo be baramala, mojamalo bitalo ptanodo, before you achieve what you want to achieve. You have a better way. Al later on safe IG ya kulokono, al kana ke Facebook, al nimboro etaje, IG, ngamira ko yin arrestle is strong, luwa yin nef, abafula le haniato lonjuman. But he'll be more comfortable dealing with you that way than alena bandal kalba force la into submission. Authority bukatama onyam. Not in Africa. Alanga ojibe. Other than that, nde, I love all of you as brothers. Alanga police or respect. Nganyo respect. Again, you are my brothers. Model benyim protest dula. Wallah, you don't know. There are oppositions there. But they are my buddies. They call me, we know everything about each other, we sleep, we do our stuff. So ngal kondongal diam ngal nimbara bake, al nimbara al bekuo kudo al malen so kairola. The matter is going to be solved by the grace of God. Let us take it easy. And to the people, people temperatures were high, and alhamdulillah, we understand. Bari momo baramata al haketu police ol fanang ale do koleke nal ronda fanang. That here is not the place to say that. We will deal with that because you are our institution, and Ahmad Gitteh support you 100%. 100%. I am in support of you. Ngal tendongal jay. Kuma fada nak namang keku. Kampal keda kumol foda minumu kampa kumodu wala nendir ko. Al be haket momo bijang. Al be mo kendo leti. All of you are very important Gambians. Everybody that is here, you are very important. You are highly respected by Gitteh. And if I say anything that is wrong, that is, abusive, I apologize to all of you. But I stand by my position that the police need to be respected. And that we need to be civil and follow the due process of the law. And let us precede violence with diplomacy. Let confrontation be our last resort, our last option. Diplomacy, dialogue be options mostly available on the table for the young people. Ngal tendu ngal jay al nimbara bak. Assalamu alaikum.